Hello, this is Alex from Lincoln Park Library, and today's How To Tuesday is how to create a yarn bird. So first off, in terms of materials that you will need 3 different colors of yarn, a pair of scissors, a piece of cardboard that's approximately 4 inches tall by 2 inches wide. You'll need googly eyes or black beads or even small black buttons, orange or yellow paper, hot glue, and then one optional thing that you can use as well is wire for feet. So for step 1, you want to choose what you want your body color to be, so the body color of the bird. Once you choose that, you are going to take that and wrap it around the cardboard rectangle until you get about 3/4 inch of the yarn. I believe I did this about like 30 times. Once you have that, you will take the yarn circle off of the rectangle and you will cut one of the ends so that you have a long, massive strings, as you can see here in the second photo. Then you will repeat this process as well with your head and back color, which is this maroon color over here. So I did the same exact thing. I wrapped it around my cardboard rectangle about 30 times, and then I took it off and cut one end so that I had all of the long strings like this. After you do both the body and then the head/back colors, you will set those aside and move on to step 2, which is very similar to step 1. So you're going to take your wing color, and it's great too if you can make this a different texture than the other 2 yarns. As you can see, this has a different texture than the 2 yarns down here, which are smooth. This one has kind of like a fuzzy or twisted texture. So you're going to wrap your wing color around the cardboard as well. Same thing, you'll take that circle off, you'll cut one end, as you can see here, you'll lay it down, and then you'll also want to cut a piece of your yarn and tie it around the middle of your wings, just like that. And make sure that you tie it really tight in the middle and tie a knot. Then what you want to do, you want to lay your head color across your body color to make a cross. So it's those 2 colors down there. Then you want to gather each side, cut the corresponding color yarn, a piece for each. Then you want to tie a tight knot around each color, as you can see here. So I cut a piece of the gray and I tied a knot right here. And then I did the same with the maroon, and here's the piece right there. So once step 2 is completed, this is what it should look like. You should have your wing piece that looks like this, and then your body and your head should be connected and tied tightly with 2 knots on each side. Then for step 3, you are going to rotate the head color backwards to make an L shape, and then you're going to place your wing color across the underside of where the head and the body color meet. So like that middle right there, you just place your wing color right on top. And then what you want to do, you want to use like 1/4 of an average size piece of paper, like an 8.5 by 10 or 11. You want to crumple it up into like a circle, or as it says, like an egg shape. You want to place that right here, and then you take both sides and pull them up together as well as the wing, and so it should form around that egg shape. So once you have all those ends together, as you can see here, I took another piece of yarn and I tied it really tightly around where the piece of paper ended. So the piece of paper is right inside here. It pretty much just helps to form and keep the shape of the bird's body. So once you tie that tightly to make the tail, you move on to step 4. This is where you'll want to start trimming your bird's tail. So you're going to have to trim a lot of the yarn off actually. So you can see here, I did some here, but then I also ended up doing even more as I kept moving on to further steps. I felt like it needed more taken off. So feel free to cut as much or as little as you want off of the tail feathers. You'll also want to create the face. So what you're going to need is your yellow or your orange circle. You're going to cut out a circle, roll it into a cone shape, and then as you can see here, you can hot glue it onto the bird. For the eyes as well, I use googly eyes, but you can also use like buttons or beads or anything that you have on hand. Even if you want to make them out of paper, you can do that as well. and then hot glue them on the bird's face. Another thing that you can do as well is you can create feet out of wire, which I did not do for this one, but a lot of other people do. So I can show you some other examples. So this is the one that I did with my 3 colors, but also here are some other examples. So as you can see in these two, they do have wire feet. So you can manipulate them and put them in the bottom of the bird to help it stand up, especially if you could see here, this one has a bigger tail. So if it has a bigger tail, it tends to dip the bird forward when you put it down. Kind of like how you can see in this photo here, it kind of dips down a little bit. So if you're looking for it to kind of sit up a little bit more, I would definitely recommend making some wire feet. It looks like down here too, someone had used wire and covered it in yarn to make a mouth. But a lot of them do use, you can use felt as seen here, or paper, or some people, bunch up yarn and tie a knot at the end, which is something that you can do as well. So depending what you have on hand at home, you can use different eyes. As you can see, there's some buttons. There's googly eyes, you can use a sequin, anything that you have at home. All you really need is a few different colors of yarn. So even if you just have 2 colors of yarn, that's fine. You can see here, this is just 2 colors. This one's 2 colors. Even this one looks like it's 2 colors as well. As long as you have enough yarn to make one of these. You can experiment with a bunch of different colors and textures, as well as make them different sizes. So I hope you go on to make your own yarn birds. They're perfect little craft for spring for all ages. And again, if you ever have any questions or if you need help at all, please let me know. Thanks for watching and have a great day.